My dear sisters and brothers, today Jesus is telling us parables about the kingdom. The kingdom initiative is from the Lord. He always is telling us, come, follow me, I have chosen you. It is always His initiative. And so what does He want us to be? He wants us to be His very presence. That's the reason why in baptism we are one and absorbed in Jesus, like members of His own body, cells in His body. And we have to see this dimension. That is why in the first reading, the husband and wife is a great example of encounter with God, centered on God, so that they can love each other as Christ loves His body, the church, and each of them in His body are able to love one another. This grace has been given to all who are called to the married state of life. The two become one flesh, one body. But it is not just to see it externally, it is to see it in this metaphysical way in which we are able to see ourselves in the Lord. And that is why we take that role of the Lord in caring for the body and the body caring for the Lord, the husband and the wife. But all of us are also called to love as He has loved us. Those who are not married, they have in Jesus the obligation to take care of other parts of His body, whether they are married or not, but to take care of everyone. So my dear sisters and brothers, when we are open to let the Lord sow in us the seed, like the mustard seed, we will grow and become those compassionate persons in whom others will come and rest and find their strength not from us, but from the Lord who dwells in us. And that is what all the saints have shown us through their examples. Today we have Gaudentius. He was from the 4th century or the 3rd century, and he was from Brescia. He was quite a famous preacher, and what did he do? He only brought people to live their life more in union with Jesus, and that was something that he was passionate about, and that's how he went to all the cities in Italy. And when he came to Brescia, the bishop had died, and so the people elected him as the bishop, and he wrote many pastoral letters to strengthen the faith of the people. And that is how he lived his life, totally dedicated for the people. There's also Crispin and Crispinian. They are two brothers. They also lived their life in such a way that they worked as shoemakers and gave all their money to the poor and taught the faith. But people got jealous of them because many were converting and becoming Christians. And that is how they led them to torture. Maximilian saw that one of his, men did this torturing, and he drowned them, he put them in boiling water, but they never gave up. He himself jumped into the fire that he had created for them and died. And when Maximilian saw that, he had them beheaded. My dear sisters, St. Augustine says, the martyrs simply increased, and they did not stop, because when they have the Spirit of Jesus, they are not afraid to love even unto death. My dear brothers and sisters, let us ask for this grace from the Lord. Let us hold our hands together like this, place them in the lap, keep our eyes closed, and allow the Lord to fill every cell and organ of our body with His presence. But not only at the physical level, but also at the mental, emotional, and spiritual level. And surrender everything to Him at your breath out in His name, squeezing every ounce of the breath and everything in us in Jesus, so that we become more and more saturated with His presence at each breath. Lord, thank you for giving us this grace, and may we always be faithful to you as you are faithful to us as your own body. Let us now present to Him all our petitions and intentions, praying for ourselves, for our families, and for all people in the world where there's only war, strife, hatred. May all of this cease, and may peace reign in our hearts.